Guys, welcome back to another vibrations here on the one and only Mystelics React channel, guys. Right now we have a video that was brought about by Dominica News Online, and of course I'll post that link in the description below. But of course this is what is taking place, or was taking place about 2 hours ago, guys. 2 hours ago in Grandbay, where they believe that a handbag came to do his voting. And of course, apparently we're hearing something rather interesting in this thing. So let's get it. With that said, guys, a round of applause goes out to each and every one of you guys who tuned in to yet another Mystelics React channel, guys. And of course, big up yourself one time on this year reaction. Let's get it. So this is the polling area. Seems to have a number of individuals, and this is Handbag right there, guys. Handbag, why do you look like you were in a dress? what is going on here? Let me make this thing brighter. Okay.
So we are following President Julius Handbag. He is getting ready to cast his ballot.
So he's pretty much gonna be casting his ballot for himself.
Right there.
Hopefully. And it's also rather interesting, guys, that he's the only candidate out of the 3 candidates there. He's the only candidate that can actually vote in Grandbay. Don't you guys find this something strange with this? Don't you find this a little bit strange though? If you're the only candidate who can vote for yourself, you cannot even vote for yourself. Somebody have to vote for you to then come and represent them. And you cannot even vote for it. That's interesting.
At the youth center, when Mr. Gabriel, he's going to cast his vote. He is, of course, the only nominated candidate who is allowed to cast his vote. As we heard Dr. Henderson, he has not been on island long enough to cast his vote.
What? So wait a while. So Vince Henderson has not been on island long enough. I think there's about 3 months you have to be on island or something like that. He has not been on island long enough to even cast his vote. I mean, you care about the community so long, you care about the country so much, Makwesa, that you haven't been in the country long enough to even vote. Aye, aye, aye. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As well as the other candidate, Mr. Andrew.
So another guy came up to, did I say third one? We have Vince, Gabriel, Julius Gabriel, aka Handbag there. Then you have Vince who cannot vote. And then you have another guy who still cannot vote neither.
He has not been registered as yet.
Well, he wasn't registered
In the Grandbay constituency. He informed Dominica News Online just this morning that he's still not registered in the Roseau South constituency.
Oh, it's interesting, guys. So Handbag is the only one that can actually vote in Grandbay. Vince Henderson has not been in Dominica long enough for him to be able to vote. Maybe he has been longer than 5 years. He has been outside of Dominica. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But they say he has not been in Dominica long enough for him to be able to vote. Either is it 5 years or the 1 year or the 3 months, something like that. Let me know in the comment box below, guys. But that's the reason. And the other guy is registered to vote in Roseau. That's what? Guys, the only viable option there to vote for is a Handbag, you know. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But the only candidate that can actually vote in Grandbay should be the one who's representing Grandbay. Because it seems like the others would not be able to properly represent Grandbay. They represent the other, the Roseau South or overseas. For Vince is probably Canada. Yo.
So of course, once Handbag, as he's known in the community, finished casting his vote, we'll use the opportunity to do a very quick interview with him.
Big up Kalai one time. Kalai.
Witness that moment when Mr. Gabriel, he goes ahead and casts his vote.
Okay, so I'm guessing he's going now.
I just
Vince Henderson name not there. And the other guy, I think is Andre. he's not there either. I also heard people talking about Lennox cannot vote in Marigot. I've heard these things already, but Lennox grew up in Marigot, innit? He grew up in Marigot, so obviously he understands the plight. And the whole thing is, I think if Vince was from Grandbay, he grew up in Grandbay and had some sort of understanding in Grandbay, that would make a little sense. But we also know that Vince Henderson is also part of the as an ambassador, you know, in another country, for Dominica in another country, US, and for OAS, he's an ambassador for Dominica. And the Andre guy, I have no clue what he does, but he's a Roseau sort can that's why he can vote in Roseau. But Julius Gabriel is the only one who's on there, and you think that you don't find this is kind of. You don't find this is interesting for the other candidates who are one cannot even vote because he's not in Dominica long enough, and the other one is from Roseau. It's rather interesting that she was touching a mask, then she touched the paper and she touched the stuff. So if somebody was, let me leave that.
Mr. Andrew Garridan, who symbolizes the tree, Julius Gabriel, Handbag, symbolizes the bird, and Mr. Vincent Nelson, symbolizes the shoe. You may choose to put your cross in the space without diamonds. My duty to tell you to place your cross in the space provided for the candidate of choice. I am working to the ballot paper.
The person that filming that self, you're shaking, you nervous man or something.
92680.
Were they just calling out his number to then put it? Anyways, I think that's one of the ways they can actually track to see who you actually voted for in this regard. But hey,
We have a very comfortable space at the back. We have a chair seat. We have a table. Pencil.
I understand they're saying about pencil, but can't you not use the pencil erase? Can you not erase and then do it? If you're using a pencil, shouldn't it be a pen? So in that way they cannot erase your X and put something else. Why are they using pencils? Have they when I voted, did I use a pencil or a pen? I can't remember. But to me, you can erase the pencil, take an eraser and erase it and put the X somewhere else. To avoid this, you make a permanent thing, and I think the permanent thing will be the pen. But hey, they talk about pencil, Papa. But it's not afterwards, it's supposed to right now. Not after he's what? But it's not afterwards, they're supposed to dip the finger in the ink now, boy. Look at the booth. Look the booth, Papa.
Mr. Julius being informed of his right to vote and just the process of how it's done.
Well, camera shift the what? Camera come, boy. Yes, sir, camera. It doesn't seem like there's much people there. Okay, he vote. The only candidate that can vote in Grandbay out of the three of them. Boy.
Mr. Julius Gabriel just casted his vote in the Grandbay constituency for the by-election. We're just going to use the opportunity to speak to Mr. Gabriel and get some words from him on the process today. Of course, as we know, we're no campaign is allowed for the day, but to get some thoughts from him on the entire process thus far.
So they most likely have to leave the area
today because he has not been living on Ireland for the sixth form or viewing public that Dr. Henderson, the Dominica Labour Party candidate, as we've been informed that he will not be allowed to vote today because he has not been living on Ireland for the 6 months.
Oh,
The other candidate, Mr. Andrew, not allowed
Registered in
to
Roseau.
vote in today's by-election because he is still a registered voter in the Roseau South constituency.
Guys, am I the only one that find this kind of strange? Am I the only one? Like I on his move.
So we're just going away from the polling station so that we can get some thoughts on
Because he cannot talk near the thing.
Mr.
One of the things that I noticed, who is that person down there? Oh, that is probably Kalai Junior. That's probably Kalai Junior.
Julius on the entire process for today.
Just witness the Julius Handbag.
So as you see,
But that camera shaking plenty. Yeah, that looking like Kalai Junior.
Area and that you can speak to him and find out how he feels about the entire process.
Well, guys, this might continue for a while. I'm gonna post this link if you want to see more of these vibrations. I just thought I'd give my viewpoint on this. The very fact that the 1 out of 3 candidates can actually vote in Grandbay shows a lot, or says a lot, I would have to say, when it comes down to this situation right there. And I don't think it's fair. I really don't think so. Especially the individuals. One cannot even vote in Dominica because he has not been in Dominica long enough. He has not been in Dominica long enough for him to vote. And the other one is registered in Roseau. I mean, one man that is actually registered in Grandbay can actually represent Grandbay. And of course, you might say, oh, he's not the best or the brightest, but he has done a lot of things that can put him up as a contender, a respectable contender, especially when people are saying that he is indeed one of the individuals that forced the government to do things and put windows and doors and give monies in Grandbay. Other than that, nothing like this would happen. Nothing like this would happen. So he has definitely played his part in this regard. But I also believe that he should be the only candidate that should be there. So it seems like anybody from across Dominica can just decide, hey, let me go up for La Plaine, man. Let me go up for La Plaine. I can just go up for La Plaine. I say I want to be a candidate in La Plaine, and I can just go up, and as long as people want me to think and the Reds sign me there, I can just go up for La Plaine. That is how it goes. I think the people of the community are supposed to represent themselves because they know the plight of the community themselves. That's why I think Gabriel is also a thing. And also, of course, Gabriel is associated to a number of people across, not just in Dominica, but across the world by extension, who can do a lot of things. Try to get things happening in Dominica, and of course, the Prime Minister has not allowed these things to happen. And of course, through Gabriel, he can then create the initiative to say, hey, we want to do things in our community and put things and make things happen instead of just constantly following the rhetoric of the Prime Minister. Dominica is apparently not doing nothing in Dominica, but pretty much giving people breadcrumbs, and people happy with breadcrumbs. That is all you happy? Give me breadcrumbs. Oh, yeah, all right. Anyways, guys, you can check the link in the description below for the full thing right there on them having a talk with him. I think Siri is going to be doing something later on in Grandbay as well, so you guys can definitely check that out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up for the bravery of Julius Gabriel right there, guys, aka Handbag, for coming out, at least stepping up. Mark Wesa, if he didn't step up, nobody in the community, nobody from Grandbay would have been a candidate in Grandbay. I don't know, maybe it's me that find that strange. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys, and of course I'll see you guys in the next reaction video.